We're going to be doing a UK celebrity tier list. I don't really know who some of these are. I know their faces. I actually don't remember some of their names. So you guys are going to have to help me really here. Right, who the hell is this first one? H. Oh, man. You should have for crack put me on the list. Let's say, alright, what is this? Let's say Lawrence ranks famous. That's behind me, isn't it? Oh, no, it's up there. Let me move my camera. That did nothing. What's the metric? Again, it's who's got the best vibe at the pub. I think that's the only way we can do this. Lunk is such a good mood today as he has no cigs breaks. Do not remind. Damn it, Jose. Now all I can think about is that. If you had a choice, who would you kick? Ant or Deck? Well, I think it's very clear at this point. Laurie, can you lend me a $5? No, Sendono. You're not a celeb. All right, mate. Still till payday. What's the metric? All right, it's what they're like at the pub. I know whenever we do celebs, you guys fangirl a bit, and then it's like kind of hard to actually do it. Right, H, I don't know. Right, we'll start with H. His vibe would be good at the pub. Right in the middle. I actually think he seems quite down to earth, even though I don't really get his vibe. Like the thing he's famous for, obviously rapping. I don't really. He doesn't present really, in my opinion, as like what you'd kind of expect. Like Central C obviously presents like he's got a bit of like toughness. Now I don't know, maybe H is tougher than I'm giving him credit for. But maybe you don't have to be tough to be a rapper. But what sort of stuff does H rap about? He is funny. I think he's more like, I feel like he'll be a good YouTuber. What does he talk about in his rap? He can't be talking about like, was he ever on road? Was he ever involved? He talks about girls and bums. Was he ever involved? Was he ever on road? Not that you have to be involved, but like, what's he rap about? Oh, so he was involved. Anyway, I don't know really much about him. I don't know. I just know he actually seems like quite down to earth and actually quite like present and like self-aware, which I think is a big plus for the vibe for someone at the pub. So straight away H gets a. I'm gonna actually drop H as an A. I think it'd be I think he'd be a good crack at the pub. Yeah, Daniel, it's Spoon's vibes basically. Right, Alison Hammond. She seems pretty fun, vibes wise. She's always got like, I always feel like it's like the humor seems a little bit forced on the breakfast show with her. But to be fair, she seems quite like, I don't know. She has got a good vibe, I have to say. Like, I just don't know. Like, it feels a little bit like a TV personality, like. So it feels like it could be borderline like kind of acting, and so what's her vibe otherwise? Like, I don't know. But I think she'll get into the night. Like, I think she'll like, you could have a good night with her, like, and with your mates and stuff. I think she would be a good vibe at the pub. Like, I just don't know how long she's keeping that sort of. She's got this like high energy kind of like vibe. I don't know how long that's staying. And then what's her like? Everyone's got like two forms of vibes, right? One is like their high energy vibe, and one is their lower energy vibe. Like? I feel like H is relatively in the middle as far as like what he presents with his content and where you see him. Alison Hammond usually comes, what I've seen of her is like that high energy vibe. What's up, Shag? And so, yeah, I don't really know where she fits in that. Like, what's her low energy vibe? Does she get moody, or does she get like, because that's what, for me, like, for example, in my low energy vibe, I can be a bit, like a little bit, I don't know, a bit flat. I get depressed. I don't really get moody. Like, so what's her lower energy vibe? Do you get what I mean? Anyway, so I'm gonna put Alison Hammond at a B. I think if she's in a good mood, like you think C. Do you get what I'm saying though? Like, some of these people, like, that's what I think mostly is like, what would their like medium to lower energy vibe be at the pub? Because at the pub you're there for like 8 hours, 12 hours. You're there at the pub for like 24 hours. You're at the pub for like 48 hours. So in that 48 hours, what's your vibe? Andy Murray. Is that Andy Murray? Is that Andy Murray? And Andrew Murray? Is that Andy Murray? Thank you for the follow. Is that Andy Murray? Is it Andy Murray? Oh, it is Andy Murray. He seems alright. He seems a bit boring. He seems like a bit of a boring geezer. Cam, you think S? Andy Murray and S. Pub vibes. he seems a little bit boring. But then boring lads actually they can be some of the funnest lads on nights out. So I think I'll put him at a B with Alison Hammond. Again, like I feel like he could be a good vibe. Chat, have a coffee or something. Wake up. All right, Angry Ginge. I think it, like, I'm not just glazing here. I actually think he'll be a good pub vibe. I think as good as H. So I don't think there's is that Angry Ginge? Yeah, I think Angry Ginge will be a good pub vibe. You think S? Yeah, I think it's too much of a glaze. Is Angry Ginge better in the pub than H? Yeah, he is, isn't he? Like, although I feel like he'll take the piss all night, and I feel like it'll actually become a bit too much at some point. Like, do you think he's got? You think Tubru? You think he's a C? I don't think he's an S because I don't know what he's like. The best combination is when someone can take the piss, but they also can have like serious chat. He's a C at best. Nah, I think Angry Ginger's like. Nah, I think Angry Ginger's like an A. It's just, is he taking a piss all night? And is he taking a piss even more when he gets a bit pissed? So does he get to the point where it's just like, man, leave me alone? He just shouts at FIFA. I think he probably can have some serious conversation. That would be quite interesting. Really punishing? What? Recently? Damn, I thought he got sober, dude. Ant and Deck. Oh man, I do not like these geezers at all. I don't fuck with them at all. Yeah, punishing. I feel like he's kind of got no filter, but Ant and Deck, man, would not be good crack at the pub. I think I just don't really. I think they've got they're good actors. I just don't know what their vibes really are. Like, I don't really fuck with them. I really think there's something. I don't know if it's just because they act as these characters and I never really see their real versions of themselves. I think I get the sense they're actually a little bit mean. Like, that's what I feel like, Luke. This is what's her name? She's part of the women's. She won the Euros, right? And the Euros, right? What's her name? I forget. Lewis Capaldi going in S tier. We'll see about that. Chloe Kelly. Really don't know much about her. I did see all the kind of like low-key awkward memes, like, but I think that's quite funny at the pub. Araman. I don't know, man. Like, low-key, I feel like them awkward, like, I think that's like I don't know. On the world stage it's not that funny, but like at the pub actually is good crack. Do you think it should overdo it? I just think it, like, you think it's forced. Really, Araman? I don't know anything about her. I can't need to go by your guys' lead. Should go too far. What do you think, like Angry Ginge? But nah, she can't be worse than Ant and Deck at the pub. I think she'll be alright at the pub. Like, I think it'll be a bit forced, yeah, probably like forced crack. It just depends. Chloe Kelly. I don't know anything, lads, really. Just came back. What's up, Casey? Chloe Kelly, footballer. D. You think she's D? Because, why? Fun for a bit. But go off the rails in a good way or a bad way? I like going to the pub where people go off the rails. But you think go off the rails in a good way or a bad way? I feel like Claire kind of needs to chime in here because I feel like she's, I don't know, also a woman. That's about as far as I've got with that. But yeah, CD is fair. Yeah, in a bad way. All right, we'll leave her. I'll take Claire's take on this. Claire can choose between C and D. Most footballers are not good. Well, we said for Messi, we put Messi at an S, bro. But that's a different level. Daniel Radcliffe. He seems alright. I don't really get his vibes is a bit too serious. I know, Casey, but I'm letting you guys inform me. Yo, George, what did we hang out in Krabi? Were you the geezer we met the Russian lads with? Daniel Radcliffe, low-key, would just be too intense. Like, way too intense. Yeah, Iron Man. I feel like he would be, like, super intense. Damn, I really want to pop this zip. I think he'll just go off a tangent and you just don't know what the fuck he's talking about anymore. Danny Dyer. Again, a bit of a quintessential sort of geezer. But I think is Danny Dyer really a geezer, or is he a bit of a fake geezer? You saw me around stressing. What the hell was that, George? Oh, streaming. Did you say hello to me? Is Danny Dyer a real geezer, or is he a fake geezer? What? I don't know. Is he a TV geezer, or is he a real geezer? I don't know, Casey. He is the real deal. That I think he'll be alright at the pub. I think that, like, I don't really know what his vibe would be. Look, if he's a proper geezer, then he's very similar to a lot of the guys you're just gonna meet in the pub anyway. He's a geezer who plays geezers in movies. Alright, fair. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty standard. I would say nothing like he lives in a pub. Does he actually? He's better than Angry Ginger at the pub. I don't know. Maybe it's a personal bias then. Like, I'm not putting Danny Dyer S tier then. No, I'll put him at B. I just feel like it's exactly what you expect at the pub. Is that not the night's not going to be that interesting in my opinion. It's going to be like, oh, all right. You just have whatever, like, your little chats or whatever. Maybe he sort of starts waffling on about some stuff, and you're like, all right, mate. Oh, this is starting to look a bit biased, isn't it? All right, I feel like, oh man, nah. I feel like Angry Ginger and H. Maybe it's just my personal feeling. I'm gonna leave it there for now. I'm not gonna move it. I'm not gonna move him. Who is this? Who is this? Was it? It's not Only Fools and Horses, is it? He's not from. This is not that guy, is it? Del Boy. Oh, close enough. Benny, we're doing a UK celeb tier list. Oh, I'm crashing out a bit. It's another geezer. Is he an actual geezer though? I feel like he's an old school geezer. Fair official. But we talked about what? Are you talking about because of religion purposes? We talked about more. It's kind of like Road mentioned the same thing, and we were like the concept. The concept could be because it's someone. It's like for dinners. I talked about this as Road. He was here for the last one. It's like having a dinner is kind of a similar sort of vibe. If you're going to dinner with them, oh, then what do you mean, brother? What's up, C? All right, Del Boy. Del Boy, yeah, I guess strong at the pub. Right, who's that? I don't know who that is. They enjoyed it. I'm enjoying this. They enjoyed it last time. It will be done soon. We've got to get through it. Yeah, Iron Man. Who is this next one? Yeah, I don't know who this is. Punishing does. We're ranking UK celebs. What, you think Chloe Kelly should be an F? Why, everyone looking... Alright, we'll put Chloe Kelly on D. I was just waiting for Claire to VAR check that. Dua Lipa. They're UK celebs. Do you think that's going to be a problem for when it goes on to the VOD? All right, let's just get through this segment, guys. We're halfway in the segment. We can reflect on the segment when it's done. Let's just get through the segment. Is Punishing even here? Is it Dua Lipa? Oh, I don't know anything about her, to be honest. Other than her name's quite a good meme. Dua Lipa. So we'll just put her... I'll just put it there. Oh, you're pooping. Is that Dua Lipa? Oh, I don't know anything about her. Is that Ed Sheeran? Oh, I talked to him. We did him on the last one. I don't remember where you put him. Just pop him out to see. I just don't think he'd be that good at the pub. I think he'd be alright, but I think he'd low-key be annoying. I just don't know anything about Dua Lipa. Alright, I just want to put a C. Nah, Ed is not high. Ed is not better at the pub than Andy Murray should really be a C. Ed is not better at the pub than Alison Hammond and Danny Dyer. Shuri or Ed? Why, the pub? Shuri. By a mile. This is interesting. He's not on the list. Where would you put Simon Pegg? Simon Pegg would be a good one as well. Alright, it's quite a long list. Let's get through this. Who's that? She's the tennis player. I forget her name. I can't even read the text. What's her name again? Simon Pegg would be like a... Yo, what's up, lunchtime? Simon Pegg would be like... Emma Raducanu, that's it. Simon Pegg would be a B. Although I don't know what... I think he gets a bit intense when he's drunk, in my opinion. That's the vibe I get from him. I couldn't read it. Oh, yes, you did. It's on the ticket. I remember that. It's just very small, the letters there. Emma Raducanu. I don't know what her vibe is. Like, to be honest, is her family quite wealthy? Is her family quite wealthy? Declan, UK celeb tier list. What's their vibe at the pub? Did she go to like a public school or something like that? Money talks. Money talks. Dirty cash, I want you. Dirty cash, I need you more. I mean, it really depends on like what vibe. Claire, what's up? What do you think about the list so far? Because I think it makes quite a big difference for your vibe at the pub depending on what type of school upbringing you had out in the UK. Yeah, UK celeb tier list. What's your thoughts on the women on here? Can you give me your thoughts? Can you reflect on that for me as a woman? Zilla. Oh, man. Wait, are you not from the UK, Zilla? IKEA, what's up, brother? No, so the reason... Okay, I'll give some clarification on that. Alison Hammond, high energy, is probably an S. But what is Alison Hammond's vibe when she's not high energy? Like, I was talking about this. Like, my medium to low energy is pretty flat when I'm not high energy. My high energy is like nice and vibey and active. But like, what's her... I don't know who that is. All right, let me do Emma Raducanu. I really don't know enough about her. I think she'll be all right at the pub. I think, to be honest, after a few pints, she's probably like good crack. Yeah, Hickman. All right, who is this? Not a clue. Yeah, I'm for real. I don't know who it is. Can I have the name at least? Oh, it's Gareth Bale. Is that Gareth Bale? Oh man, my lack of football knowledge really coming in here. All right. I've actually gone red. I'm embarrassed. I didn't know. I didn't know what Gareth Bale looks like. Okay. All right. I don't know anything about him really and his pub vibe. I'm low-key worried about what Claire's going to say if I don't put Gareth Bale. I'm going to put Gareth Bale on A. I'm not putting anyone on S unless I fully back it. Who's the lad in the middle? That's Angry Ginge. That's H. Gareth would be a laugh. Okay, I'll put him at B just because I don't know. And it makes it look more uniform. Gordon Ramsay. Oh, man. Again, we put him on the last list. I think he would be good crack, but I think he'd be quite intense. And I think he'd just be ranked chat. They said this the other day. I don't want to do it. I'm not trying to get into... I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I said I wouldn't do it the other day. Harry Kane. Yeah, I don't know. He'd be alright. A bit boring. Oh, no. I can't stand Jamie Oliver. I think he's got such a strange vibe. Gordon would be a laugh. Yeah, he's quite intense, though. And I think he would say some weird shit. Jamie Oliver is like the same vibe as Anna and Dec, if you get what I mean. Jose, the YouTube chat, there's like one person there right now. They're not baked in enough. What's up, notification? It's because of Dec's alcoholism. Why are Ant and Dec in an F? Because I think they're quite fake. Yo, what's up? I think they're quite fake. Damn it, official. All right, can you hold off? Can you hold off on the on the sort of introspection about this about the bit while we're doing it? It's breaking my flow state a bit. Oh, okay. Well, you can see why it sounds like you're talking about the bit. But yeah, fair. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh, you said you're feeling a bit unwell. Are you feeling any better? Or obviously not. Damn, did you really get sick from that this morning? I forgot he told me that this morning. I mean, you can very obviously see with his previous thing about the bit. Oh, you feel better now. Good. All right, Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah, Jeremy would be good crack at the pub, wouldn't he? 15k. What the fuck? Jeremy would be good crack at the pub, wouldn't he? I would say he's probably S tier. D for Jezza, really? Oh man, you don't think you think he'll bring that to the pub? To be fair, yeah, maybe he wouldn't bring good vibes. I think it really depends on what sort of vibe he is. Like, how does he see sort of like normal people? Like D. I think look, S. Yeah, I think he was always going to be the sort of controversial pick here. I'm going to put him at, look, I think at the pub it's a sort of it's a universal space. I think that, like, I'm going to put him at a B. I feel, obviously you guys can veto things later on. My feeling is, yeah, he's going to be a bit arrogant, and I don't know what his vibe is like with just normal, like, people, interactions wise. Yeah, he's definitely ranting. Like, I mean, look, I feel like I met a few lads in Thailand who are similar ages who kind of have a similar vibe to him. And like, it's like half the time you're like on board with what's going on, and then the other half of the time you're like, what the fuck am I even listening to? What's up, Mr. Rick? Road, how are you, brother? You feeling better? What's up, Hick? Yeah, I mean, it's right with this sort of yeah, they are going to say some loose, crazy shit at the pub, aren't they? KSI is an A. KSI actually seems like a humble guy. What's up, Nadeem? KSI genuinely seems like a humble guy. Like, and I'm not just saying that. Like, the funny thing is, you don't think so, Claire? What, you feel like he's what, KSI, Casey? Really? I'm not saying KSI is good at the pub. I'm saying he just seems like a humble guy. R.I.P. Lawrence. I'm not gone. KSI's definite F. Nah, Hick, man. He just does that because his audience is like that. You don't get humble vibes at all. That's so interesting. I always felt like with his where he's kind of pretended to be non-humble, it doesn't convince me that he's that character at all. That's so interesting. Maybe I wonder why. Maybe because I've seen him kind of go through his whole process of his career that I feel that. Maybe he's not. I'm gonna put him at C then. I feel like if he's got kind of, maybe he's got some, I don't know. Would it be better crack? He'll be hella boring at the pub. Laurie is very not humble. I am humble, alright. Bro has media share link on YouTube. Everyone that knows him says he's sound. I think he is probably sound, like on a personal level. Look, I'm gonna put him at B. I actually think he is quite sound. I don't think he'd be good in the pub. Like, my feeling is that he's not got good pub crack, but I think he'll be quite sound. I think my feeling is like, I don't know. I think he'd be good at the nightclub. I think he'd be good at the club, like popping bottles and doing all this, like with this sort of night, like going like at like Prism nightclub in like Kingston. I can imagine like vibing with him there, but like I just can't imagine him. I don't know. What was it? What would his crack be? That's what it depends on. Really, Claire? All right. Lando Norris. I low-key feel like he's got the same vibe as KSI. I feel like they're the same. They're the same flavor. Like, all right, maybe I feel like Lando Norris would be all right at the pub. They give off the same. They give off the same vibe. Like, Lando would actually be quite good crack at the pub. Maybe I've got to move Alison Hammond out. All right. Alice Hammond would be crack at the pub. I have to say, like, I don't know. You're not going to the pub in a bad mood, to be fair. So I feel like that's a harsh. That would be too harsh. Oh, the boxing is currently on. Damn it! Don't make a response video. I'm not going to make one back. I'm just going to get a bit depressed. Lewis Capaldi. I forgot his name there for a minute. He's all right. He seems like a bit. I don't know. He's all right. I feel like it'd be quite boring at the pub. But he'd be pretty sound. But he'd be a bit boring. Yeah, I'm just going to put him in the middle. He seems like a little. I don't know. I can't be asked for. That's just what, like, he's a bit waffly. While we just said he would get back, he wouldn't get back. All right, Olai, stop trying to stir, bro. He'd be fun depending on his mood. He is funny, but I think that sort of funniness actually starts to get a bit grating. I feel like this with Angry Ginger. I feel like the humor starts to become a bit like, all right, like, enough. Like, let's have a serious conversation about the complexities of the universe rather than like whatever what you waffle. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's have a serious chat. Like, you got to remember, the pub is like not only the fun stuff, but then you got the serious stuff as well, and then you got the other bit of stuff, which is like, how crazy do they get? And are you gonna have a good night out? Yeah, it becomes really repetitive. Like, there are a few lads I remember going to the pub with who are like this, and it's just crack after crack after crack. Joshua Block. I'm not pushing 40. Is that the real Joshua Block? The fries into the bag, my friend. Lawrence sounding like Jaden Smith. Nah, bro. All right, relaxing, man. More like, it's not about that. It's more just about, like, you could talk anything, politics, like it could be anything. But like, and then there's that late bit of the night where it's like, how crazy is this night getting? I want to be serious at the pub sometimes. After about 5-6 pints, you're like, you want to get a bit serious and a bit like, or you want to get a bit fighty. That's quite good. Yo, what's up, Rich Track? Lewis Hamilton. Oh man. I just don't think, to be honest, like, generally his vibe, like, he's alright, isn't he? I get more unserious. It depends, Claire. You get unserious. For me, I get unserious first, and then I get a bit serious. Would he be a better vibe at the pub than Lando Norris? Well, Lewis Hamilton is definitely not S tier for the pub. I think he's probably. It'd be interesting to kind of hear what his career's been like. What, you think Danny Dyer? Oh man. All right, let me. I kind of agree. This is just becoming like, look, the gradient of this list is incorrect. The highest, the data set should be the middle, should always be the peak. Who cheated? Oh, that's true, Hickman. But it's different at the pub. It's different at the pub, not on a podcast. If you're on a podcast and you're saying that, you're a weapon. If you're at the pub and you say it, you start, To be fair, you're just having a fight probably usually at the pub. Liam Gallagher, he seems like a bit of a. He's alright, but he seems like a bit of a melt. It was in his 50s now. He just seems like he's forever trying to be young, and he hasn't accepted the fact that he's a grown man. Claire, yeah, that's what I think. I think he's that lad. Yeah, exactly. He'd start fights and then not back it, and so you're left just by the side to to de-escalate. Yeah, but I think that is a quintessential. In some ways, it's a good thing, but in many ways, it's a terrible thing. I didn't loot. I'm still checking. Yeah, Joshua, that's true. But it's quite fun. Some of the best nights you have are with lads like that, where it's you just get into these crazy situations. But you kind of need to be with a solid group, and a majority of you want to de-escalate. If you're with a group of people who actually want to de-escalate and not kind of, yo, what's up, Koish? Yes, bro, I am. It depends who you got to be with a solid group of people who are happy to de-escalate, and so there's not a huge sort of pride in the group. If that's not the case, then you can quickly get yourself into a horrible situation. Hickman, no, I don't think that's true. Maybe. Louis Theroux, he's all right. The only thing with Louis Theroux is, what school did he go to? Let me just look this up. He went to Westminster Public School. He went. Yeah, you see, I always get public school vibe from him. I think he can be a bit of a mean girl. Yeah, Claire, it's the quickest way to understand someone's socioeconomic status. I think he can be a bit of a mean girl. I thought he went for a minute because I thought he went to Dulwich College, and I feel like they're mean girls there. So I think he's a bit mean, and I think you got to be careful. I think you'd have to be careful, kind of what you're waffling all around him. I think I'd be on guard. I think you'd ask questions that make you think. You're like, shut up, mate. Just have a pint and let's crack on. Now, in the UK, it's a representation of to some degree of social status, not a true representation, but I just wanted to understand what his upbringing was like, to understand where his social status is now. You're contradicting yourself. Is that crack, or I am contradicting myself? Would you just explain? I reckon Michael Barrymore. No, I want serious conversations, but I don't want someone. I don't want someone. Let me think of a good example of this. Some people they feel a bit in control if they cause an introspection in you, and it's quite different to having a conversation is two parties aligned on a topic, or not aligned on a topic, two parties aligned on the sort of concept of a topic, and you're arriving at maybe different destinations, but you're both kind of on the journey. Some people feel in control when they form the sort of narrative of the conversation. Essentially a journalist, and what I've found is typically with people I know who kind of went into journalism is that it's actually just a bit uncomfortable. They're not asking you difficult questions, but they like to be in control of the direction of the conversation. I don't think he likes to not be in control. I think he's always got an intent behind the direction of his conversation, but he asks questions in a way that will allow you to sort of find your position on it. But fundamentally, he's got a sort of thought behind the position. And I think people that I've met who are like that, i.e. who have just been journalists before, it's quite tiring. It's quite different to having quite an open conversation about the universe. For example, I've had many open conversations with Rolf about lots of different topics, but he's not coming at it like a journalist with a particular sort of notion in mind and prior to our conversation. I take it you quite like Louis Theroux, Claire. Joshua, I don't think that. I think it'll be all right, but I just think it'll be tiring. I think because for me, I'd be trying to understand what's underlying it. What's he really thinking? Who is Louis Theroux, and what is he thinking? I like Louis as well. I like his content. I like what he's done, and I quite like his standing. But I think that yeah, that's fair, Claire. This is not a particular. I'm not denigrating Louis Theroux with this conversation. I'm just trying to understand. I think he's one of those people. I think sometimes journalists are able to avoid putting themselves into their work. And I think if we're asking the question, what would Louis Theroux be like at the pub? We have to ask the question, what is Louis Theroux's vibe? Like, who is he? What's his kind of shtick? Not in like a kind of conspiratorial negative way, just in like, and so understanding like, where did he go? Okay, he went to a public school. He's kind of ascended out of that kind of, yeah, he presents as chill, Claire, certainly. But my feeling is that he's like I just don't know. I have a little bit of a feeling in my stomach that I think I'd have to be like, all right, stop violating me. I'm at the word limit because I'm on a flipping stream. I'm going to hit the word limit and then some. I don't know. Again, I understand why you quite like him, Claire, and I've watched a lot of his content. I think he does a very good job at, particularly people. The reason I think he did well in America is because American audiences aren't quite understanding in the way that there's a very subtle nature to which he questions, to which he kind of creates, allows people to draw the kind of what I'm doing now. Info on what would he want from you? I don't think he wants anything from you. I think he just wants to feel a little bit in control. Yeah, he would be different outside of his work, but I think his work and himself are to be fair, this whole list we're sort of intertwining everyone's work with themselves. I think outside of his work, yeah, I think if I try and think of who, I know some people who went public school who are kind of the same age, and their vibe is quite chill. Like they're not like that. Laurie, get credit card. Hold on, what? Laurie, get your credit card and please read all the numbers off to me. No, Olai. Yeah, I think fundamentally he seems like a sound lad, but I think, again, I know some people like there's like there's an element that's like it's a bit like they're quite uncomfortable people, like in some ways like somewhat not trustworthy. Again, it really depends on his like. Look, I can have a conversation with someone and have in mind where I'm trying to take the conversation and not really care where they want to. The best conversationists, the best interviewers, or I think at least, are people if you have a relatively open mind and you go into a conversation not with an expectation of where the direction should go from the other person. Now, not necessarily topic wise, but like thematically with where they're kind of going. And I just think, anyway, you guys are not rating this yet. I can't be asked. Don't worry. All right, plug him out of B. Anyway, I wanted to get to the point, but none of you are engaging in the damn conversation. Talking about my flipping. I don't have a credit card. Oh, like I'm used to it. Ignore me for 30 minutes. Brother, I didn't read the chat that much. Piran, I'm ranking celebs. Hickman, I wasn't trying to go to bat for him. I think he's sound, but I'm slightly again. It's just when it comes to journos, man. Like I think sometimes, like it's a bit of a like I swear, like he got into his job through nepotism, right? Theoretically, although I've heard somewhat, I believe, maybe I don't know. Who's his pops? Didn't I swear his pops is famous. Gotta be careful what I say here. Let me just double check that. Otherwise I'm gonna get sued for libel. Moving on. Paul Theroux. He's a novelist and travel writer. Yeah, he's written a lot. Anyway. Yeah, so it's funny. There's a guy that I know who's quite similar, and I feel quite similar about him. Anyway, yeah, I thought that was all very lame, all that stuff, Hickman, to be honest. All right. Marcus Rashford. I think he'd be sound at the pub. Would he? I don't know much about footballers, to be honest. What's the recent crack? You guys are gonna have to give me this one. I don't really know much. He'd just be a whinge. Do you think? Is he better crack at the pub than Louis Theroux, Liam Gallagher, Lewis Hamilton, KSI, Jeremy Clarkson, and these rest of these? Who that? All right. Let's just put him in. We'll put him in the middle. Did he actually? Oh, lie. YouTube better than Twitch. Thank you, PMB, for trying to violate still. Is he actually? I don't know. I don't really know. Mo Farah. Lots of sports personalities here. Yeah. To be honest, I just don't know. I don't know much about Mo Farah. It's not like I'm gonna go to bat for him necessarily. I feel like, what's the vibe here? I think he'll be alright at the pub. He's Muslim though, isn't? Is he Muslim? So contextually, like, that matters a bit. You don't think he would drink? He is Muslim. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, he can go to a pub, but like, what's his? He's vegan. I don't think that's true, Hickman. I've definitely had good experiences with Muslims before in those environments. It just depends. Like, it depends what your night is, what you're doing. Like, it all depends. Like, yeah, I mean, probably the best spot would be to suggest to go to a restaurant or something. At least there's more options. Should I not put them in the rank? I know I can defer. I mean, is that? It's more like what the vibe is. Like I said, it could be a restaurant vibe as well. No, I don't think it's disrespectful, is it? I mean, it could be like I was saying for any of the Muslim chatters as well that we have. It's not. It doesn't have to be pub. It can be. I'm not muting myself. Yeah, it's more like it could be like if they don't drink, then it could be like a restaurant vibe. Yeah. It's more just vibe. Damn it! Why did you throw that out there? Now, all right, I'll ping him off the list there. I feel like that's a bit of an L. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm in a bit of a. I don't know. I'll defer to the lads in chat to figure that out. Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah, it's more. We're talking vibes, but I'm just using pubs as a kind of way to, because it's like such a British thing. It's look, if they don't drink, then it's gonna be restaurant vibe, isn't it? Like, because realistically, why you got like you're not gonna go chill at the pub with someone for 8 hours if they're not drinking. So it's gonna be like what they're like on a dinner or whatever. He'll be alright. He'll be alright. For Mo Farah, all right. If someone's known not to, it's cool. Nick. It's cool. All right. I get what you're saying, bro. I understand. It's good. Yeah, it's a vibe to this. Fundamentally, we've just been using pub. If they're a drinker, we've just been using pub as a reference. But if they're not because of religion or any other reasons, then we'll reference with something else. I think that's fine. So we're talking about like what's his vibe over a dinner or something like that. He'll be all right. Be interesting to chat. I mean, we just move past this one because fundamentally it's just a UK famous person tier list. I've been using that as a reference. Right. Who is this next person? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. We're just talking general vibes. This is what we came up with the other day. Was like, because how would like otherwise how do we like generally vibe out what the vibe would be with any of these people? Molly May. I think she would be a pretty terrible vibe. I don't know. To be fair, I feel like at a certain point in the night she'd actually be quite fun crack. Yeah, I know she is. I didn't realize based on this picture if that was Molly May or not. I think she's got like should have a side like I think she seems quite sad. Maybe she does a little bit. Do you think she likes the fame she's got? Something I always wonder with celebs who are like on that level of celeb. She did Love Island in the UK. Like she's like tabloid famous in the UK. I don't think, in my opinion, she doesn't seem like she loves being famous. But that's not really gonna rank. Like I feel like maybe that's a C then. Not because of I just feel like maybe she'd be alright at the pub. No, we're not talking whether we. This is not a list of people whether they date, guys. This is what's their vibe, either at a pub or restaurant. Yeah. Yo, official. Ah, damn. Nice. All right. Liam Gallagher. No, Noel Gallagher. Same thing. Right. He's the more boring out of the two. Who was that regarding? What? Yeah, Noel's he's a bit boring, isn't he? How is Liam B tier? Because he's like a bit wiry, like he's gonna flip in, do some craziness on at the pub. Can I zoom in? Yeah. Is that better? Oh, that's not better. Alright, let me do this actually, hold on. Yeah, why? Were you guys struggling to see it? Rooney should be an A. Alright, Piers Morgan. Oh man. Yeah. What I was talking about with Louis Theroux, 10,000 times more with Piers Morgan. Thank you, visual. You just can't. What's that? The front door of D tier. What? At the front of D tier. What? Dua Lipa, or is that? Or what's his face? Why do I keep thinking of Richard Hammond? What's his name again? Daniel Radcliffe. You have to squint to see my screen. I think that's specifically an issue you're having, Jose. But you have to be this close. Daniel Radcliffe. All right, Piers Morgan. Yeah. Nah, he's not going to the pub, is he? All of these lads, it's funny. They all have the same vibe. Nah, I think it just get a bit weird. Also, I know he's like. I think we're gonna. Yeah. I think it just get a bit weird. He's a bit of a strange guy, unfortunately. Simon Cowell, again, kind of fits within all of these. Yeah, fair, true. He has talked about that publicly, hasn't he? You think Simon will be a laugh? Actually, I think, yeah, that's true. I'm going to move Simon there. Yeah, all right. So for Daniel Radcliffe, like, as we said, if they don't drink or they've had problems with drinking, we'll cover them for restaurant. I think he'd still be a strange guy at the restaurant. All right. We covered Tom Hardy the other week. He'd be all right. I think he'd be a bit wiry, like flipping Liam Gallagher. Like, I think he'll get you into trouble, which would be quite good. Oh, bro, Piers is exactly the same vibe as these lot here. You just can't trust anything you're gonna say to him, bro. And you just don't know where. You just don't know what angle he's coming at. Nah, man. In my opinion, like, Piers Morgan is like essentially just a wannabe Jeremy Clarkson. I think that Jeremy Clarkson and Piers Morgan are essentially the same person, but Jeremy Clarkson is the better version of Piers Morgan. Like, Piers Morgan is like the city version of Jeremy Clarkson, and I just prefer the vibe of Jeremy Clarkson than Piers Morgan. Yeah, Charlie, we're not going to be adding him to the list. Who's that? Tom Holland? I don't know. Let's just pop him in there. It's like whatever. He's one of them celebrities. It's like, yeah, okay, he's a good actor, but I feel like he's got zero personality. I know, Luke. I think they have beef because they're quite similar. Tyson Fury, yeah, it'd be good crack, wouldn't he? Quite intense, but good crack. Wayne Rooney. I think it'd be alright. You think F? Wait, why Wayne is F? Who, Tyson Fury or Wayne Rooney? Rooney is F. Why is everyone putting Rooney as F? Why F? Hold on. Really, Rooney's an F. I think it's like All right. Yeah, I think I don't know. Tyson Fury. What's his ego like? Has he got a big? Yeah, he's got a bit of an ego, hasn't he? I think that ruins the pub vibe a bit. All right. Where we move quickly. Any vetoes? Let's get off this bit. Quickly, any vetoes? I just don't think there is any S tiers here. Weirdly, I would put Liam Gallagher as the only S tier. Because just, it's quite nice having a night with someone where you just actually don't know what the fuck's going to happen. But that's not really a reason to put them S. I would say there's no S's here. Weirdly, I get what you mean about Simon Cowell. Like, he's a strange guy, but I think actually, like, I wouldn't be like chilling at the pub with him, but at I don't know, at like a fancy London bar, he'd be quite interesting over to have a cocktail with or something like that. Clarkson is not an S. I just don't know what his vibe would be like. I think he's quite moody, actually. I think he's a bit boring. I think he'd be a bit moody. He'd make good crack and good jokes, but I think after about 4 hours, you get a bit bored. Like, there's a guy I know who's a bit... Alison Hammond S. She's close enough to it, and I just don't know what... There's a bit of vibe that I don't know about with her. Like, I haven't watched enough content. Clarkson is an A. For purpose of this, you can veto that. All right, that's my list for now. I'm going to leave it there because otherwise I'm going to spend too long on this bit. Yeah, that's my list. Right, let me check your guys' out. Oh, shit. Sorry, bro. This is punishings. Why? What's his face down here? Why do I keep thinking Richard Hammond, Daniel Radcliffe? Harry Kane. Yeah, he seems chill, to be honest. Where did I put him? Where is he? I can't find him. Where the hell is he? He's disappeared. Ah, there he is. C. Yeah, maybe I'll actually move him up. He seems pretty chill. Just Rants. I don't know why I only have one viewer, bro. Where's bro ranking Krusty? UK celeb tier list. Right, alright, that's my list. It's not great. It's not terrible. This was quite challenging, actually. I got the sweats at one point. Trying to figure out where to put Louis Theroux. I think I backed it. I don't know. Louis, if you're watching this, reach out to me. Maybe we can go figure that one out. Go to the